Hi, Michael Smith here in the Peavey studios to talk about the VYPYR Pro's model bays. And you'll see here that in this video we started out with a clean slate. In other words, all the model bays are empty. And as we discussed, you can have any combination of the models in there. You can have instruments, amps, stop boxes, and effects in model bay 1. And in model bay 2 through 4, you can have everything but instruments. In any combination of those. And when they're empty like this, they're automatically in what's called the model type select mode. In other words, this is kind of a master list of where I choose between my different types. So I'm going to go here to, actually I'm going to go to stop box here, and I'm going to make this an amp. I'm going to make this a stop box, and I'm going to make this an amp. So then I would have two parallel rigs in the preset. So, okay, once I select the model types, and then I automatically go to the model select mode. And as I go through here and scroll in each one of the model bays, you'll see that it's scrolling through all the types of models for that type that I selected. And not only is it displayed on the individual screens here, but it's also on the master screen. It's also showing all the different model types as I scroll through. So you have more than one place to get information. That's a great thing to have here when you have 5 LCD screens. Just going to select a preset that I already had. And you'll notice I still have the same types here. I've got a stop box, a dirty amp, and another stop box, and a clean amp. And when I look at this, the thing that I notice is that some of these are in uppercase and some are in lowercase letters. That's because on the VYPYR Pro here, I've got the fuzz box here bypassed, and I've got the clean amp bypassed. So what you hear is... And you're not hearing this compressor. If I turn off the dirty amp, and you notice it goes to lowercase, I got nothing. And that is because the clean amp and the dirty amp are bypassed. So regardless of whatever else in front of them in the signal chain is on, the amp isn't on. So even though this compressor pedal is on, the amp that it feeds is off. When I turn that amp on, notice that all of a sudden you hear it, and you hear the compressor as well as the clean amp. When I turn back on the dirty amp, you hear them both. So right there in that preset, I'm getting the crispness and the clarity of the clean along with the dirty from that dirty amp. If I turn off, you'll hear the difference when I turn the clean amp back off. Back on. And you'll find that that's very useful for certain types of soloing and certain rhythm as well, depending on how you have your preset set up. A lot of our favorite guitar tones that we've heard over the years can be 3, 4, 5 amps at once. So it's really handy to have that ability with this amplifier. Not to mention the fact that because of the way the VYPYR is designed, your delay and your reverb are not considered effects or stop boxes. They're their own thing. So I can have 4 amplifiers and I can still have delay and reverb on top of that. So it's very versatile. So looking back at here on our model bays, you know, when let's say I have it set up and I want to change the overall type. I just hit my mode select button again here, and all of the screens change to the model types again. So I've got my stop, my amp, my stop, and my amp. I can change whatever I want. Now, beyond that, a really great, cool feature about the model bays, and the way we have it set up here, is that it's not uncommon. Anybody who's owned a modeling product over the years knows what it's like to create your entire preset, and then you forgot to put something at the very beginning of the preset, whatever it is. You forgot, you made a mistake, and now I have a conundrum. Do I just live with it, or do I go through the painstaking work of writing down everything in the preset and then adding it at the beginning and redoing it? You don't have to do that with this amplifier. Simply put, here, I'll show what I'm talking about. If I go here, I'm going to make that bay empty. And let's just say I worked on this entire preset here, and I forgot to put something at the beginning. If I hold down the mode select button, now I am in what's called signal chain mode. to add something to the beginning of this preset, all I have to do is go into signal chain mode here and just turn that and move that over. I'm literally moving the signal chain around based on whatever encoder I'm turning, which completely changes the order and the sound of everything. So with signal chain select mode, it's never been easier to reorganize your signal chain, and you're going to learn a lot about what that really means as you work with the amplifier. So that's the model bays. Next, we're going to talk about the editing section of the amplifier. It's Michael Smith here at the Peavey Electronic Studios in Meridian, Mississippi.